They say the government only hides what it fears. And for nearly 20 years, the CIA ran a program so bizarre, so unbelievable, that even Hollywood wouldn't touch it. It involved psychics. Not as subjects, but as operatives. This is the true story of the Stargate Project, the CIA's classified effort to weaponize the human mind. It began in 1978, deep in the shadows of the Cold War. At Fort Meade, Maryland, a small group of military personnel and intelligence officers were selected for an experiment that didn't require guns or satellites, but instead, concentration, imagination, and what they called non-local consciousness. They were trained to practice something called remote viewing, a psychic ability claimed to let you see distant locations, hidden documents, or secret military installations without ever leaving the room. This wasn't a fringe science project. It was funded by the US Department of Defense, coordinated with the CIA, and supported by Stanford Research Institute, using taxpayer dollars. The goal? To beat the Soviets in a new kind of arms race, mind war. Because according to intelligence reports, the Soviet Union was spending millions to train their own psychic soldiers. And the US couldn't afford to be left behind, even in the paranormal. But this is where things get stranger. Enter Joseph McMoneagle, a decorated Army intelligence officer who would become known as Remote Viewer Number 001. He wasn't a magician. He didn't claim supernatural powers. He simply followed the method: a quiet room, a blind set of coordinates, and his mind. What he produced were hand-sketched images, eerily accurate descriptions, and chilling details of real-world locations, sometimes matching satellite photos to a shocking degree. One day, McMoneagle was handed a sealed envelope. Inside, only a string of numbers, coordinates. He was told nothing else. As he focused, he began to describe a vast, desolate landscape, towering structures, strange shadows moving through dusty air, and ruins shaped like pyramids. When the session ended, his supervisors revealed the truth: those coordinates pointed to Mars. Not today's Mars, but a million years ago. This wasn't a one-off incident. Over the years, Stargate viewers were asked to describe secret Soviet missile bases, kidnapped hostages in Iran, and even the locations of downed spy planes. Some of their predictions were off. But others were so disturbingly accurate that military personnel refused to dismiss them. And the deeper the program went, the more classified it became. By the late 1980s, Stargate had moved through multiple phases and agencies. New viewers were recruited. More experiments were conducted. And thousands of sessions were logged. At its peak, the CIA's psychic spy network wasn't just tolerated, it was trusted. In fact, reports suggest that intelligence gathered from remote viewers was used in real operations. But here's where the mystery deepens. In 1995, as the Cold War wound down, the government did something suspicious. They declassified 89,000 pages of Stargate-related documents. But not all of them. Many were missing. Others were heavily redacted. And the CIA's official stance? The program produced no actionable intelligence. They called it a failure. But if it didn't work, why did they fund it for nearly 2 decades? And why are so many documents still classified today? Some former operatives claim the program was never truly shut down, only buried deeper. They say the name changed. The funding source changed. But the research? It continued. Others believe Stargate was a cover for something even more secret: human consciousness experiments, psychological control, or even interdimensional surveillance. It sounds crazy, until you realize that everything you've heard so far was real, funded, and documented. And Joseph McMoneagle? He still stands by everything he saw. To this day, he maintains that remote viewing is real. That consciousness isn't limited by the body. And that the Stargate Project proved it. But the public was never supposed to know. So now I'll ask you, was Stargate a failed experiment, or proof of something they still don't want us to understand? What do you think the government was really trying to do? Leave a comment with your take. And if this story shocked you, like the video and subscribe for more forbidden history and declassified secrets they never taught you.